There's a lot of graphic designers who struggle to find jobs on Upwork, and if you look at their profile, most new graphic designers make a couple of important mistakes, a couple of really big mistakes that are actually pretty easy to avoid, and I'm going to share them with you with real examples we're going to look at right now. So what we're going to do today is I'm going to look at a bunch of profiles of graphic designers who've never been able to find jobs on Upwork. These profiles, I've never seen them before. We're literally like looking at them together, and I'm pretty confident what we're going to find. So the way we find other profiles to look at on Upwork is you see at the top, the search bar here, right at the right of it, there's this drop down menu where we can choose what to search for. So we're going to choose to search for talent. This way we're going to see other freelancers' profiles. So what we're going to write is graphic designer. And there we go. All right. So there's two searches, two different things that I'm going to search for. We're going to look at new freelancers' profiles, and we're also going to look at what are the profiles of freelancers who are very successful on the platform. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to open another tab and also search for graphic designer here. Graphic designer. There we go. Oh, I made the mistake. Searched for jobs. Let's rectify that and search for freelancers, graphic designer. There we go. Okay, so on the first tab, what I'm going to do is I'm going to find graphic designers who are successful so that we can see what their profiles look like. So first thing you want to do is you want to go down to, you see at the left, there's advanced search, search categories. So what we're going to do is that we're going to go to earned amount and make sure that we only see freelancers who've made at least $10,000 on the platform. And we also want to make sure that their hourly rate is at least like $30 an hour, so that we know that, you know, they are seen as valuable enough in the eyes of clients so that they do get paid a lot of money. Second search we're going to do is we're going to look for freelancers who have not been able to find jobs on Upwork. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to drop down and look at earned amount and choose no earnings yet. So we're only going to find people who have never been able to make money on Upwork. And from these people, what we're going to do is, the top page, oftentimes they're going to recommend some people because they have, for example, maybe a lot of activity on the platform. We can see here, this person is online right now. The more active you are, the more it helps you rank. And there's a couple of other things that might help people rank, like click-through rate, how many people have clicked on their profile recently, and how many people clicked on their profile or answered their proposals when they send proposals. And so what we're going to want to find is not just people who have, created a profile recently, and that's the reason why they haven't been able to find a job. Actually, I want to find people who have maybe created their profile for a couple of weeks and haven't been able to find jobs at all. And the way I'm going to do that is I'm going to look at one of the far pages. Like, I'm not going to go at first, second, third page, fourth page. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go here in the search bar, and here equals 0. That means we're on the first page. What we're going to do is we're going to look at like page 80, right? The people who don't appear in search results, the people who've probably given up, right? And we're going to see, oh, well, this person actually has earned money, so there's something wrong with my search. No earnings yet. And all right, here we go. Page 80 for people who have not earned money at all right now. All right, let's see. It's probably going to be pretty bad, but first thing we're going to look at is going to be the profile pictures. All right. It's really important to have good profile pictures, but what I'm seeing right now is that a lot of these people seem to have decent profile pictures, right? This guy, Ali, his profile picture sort of looks like shit. Alice here, the lighting is weird. Joy, it doesn't look that professional, but it's okay. Omar, I can't see him, even though it's a good looking picture. If we look at the graphic designers who are successful, we're going to see that there's hardly any of them who don't have a good profile picture. And one of the things I want you to notice is that there's a couple of styles of profile pictures that always come back, all right? You can see a lot of them have this plain background, like plain white, plain gray. This picture, for example, looks very clear, sharp. The resolution is good. It doesn't look pixelized. The lighting is good. If we keep going, let's find other freelancers. Like, you look at this, like $35 an hour, 100 success score. Like, this is someone who's doing pretty good. Like, $45 an hour, made more than $50,000. These $200,000 made, 99 job success score, $37. These people are doing good, right? So let's see. This picture is a bit weird, but it's still functional. Let's keep going with these pictures of people who have not been successful. This is just garbage. Let's look at this profile. Let's look at Mohammed. All right, so Mohammed, first of all, his profile picture looks like garbage. I'm not really surprised he couldn't find jobs there. What's his job title? Graphic designer and UI and UX design expert. All right, that's not like the worst that I've seen, but one thing that you're going to notice is that it's very broad, right? This person clearly is trying to rank for multiple things when it comes to the search results, all right? He doesn't really understand how Upwork search works and how to rank high. So one of the things we notice is that he has a general profile. He also has a specialized profile, which is good. It's a second variant of his profile that allows him to rank for different types of jobs. Let's look at it. His UI, UX design profile. So this guy has done a lot of projects for Project Catalog, which are like pages where he sells his services. It's many pages within Upwork that clients can look at where they can see services that he's offering. None of them have made money. This guy looks like he's trying hard, but again, like, his profile picture looks like shit. He doesn't have a portfolio. Yeah, all right. Well, when it comes to portfolio, one of the things that you need to understand is that people hire you as a graphic designer because they want you to make good-looking stuff for them, all right? If you don't have a portfolio, like, if like you were a back-end programmer, which is like a programmer who builds stuff that is not visual, right? The stuff, how programs work is not something that's visual, right? We see the interface of programs, we see the visuals of websites, but we don't see behind the scenes, for example, how Facebook decides what content to show you. You just see the content and the visuals and, the design, but like there's a lot of work that programmers, for example, do that is not visible. For these people, it's okay to not have anything like on your portfolio. It's not perfect because clients will still. It's not perfect because clients will still look and see your portfolio, but at least like when it comes to a graphic designer, the problem is that when clients decide who to hire, they are definitely going to look at your profile and your portfolio more than other types of jobs, all right? Because clients oftentimes, even if they don't spend a lot of money on the projects that they hire you for, what happens is that if you do a bad job, it can still cost them money because they make less sales scales with what you make, or their brand doesn't look as professional or as good as they would like because what you built isn't that good looking, or if they don't like what you do. Like, you might be thinking, hey, if they don't like what I do, they can just decide to not pay you. Well, that's not really how it works. Upwork sometimes decides to force clients to pay freelancers even when they're not happy with the work. And that's a good thing. I'm not against that. But like, understand that there are risks for clients to hire someone off of the internet. You also have to understand that sometimes clients want to work with people. I've hired a lot of graphic designers on Upwork. One of the problems is that it takes a long time to get the work done. Oftentimes, it takes a lot of communication. All right. So that means that even if I'm not happy with the work, it's going to take me a lot of time to get the graphic designer to do the modifications that I want to the product to make it how I want. Or if I decide at the end that it just doesn't work and I have to hire another graphic designer, I've just wasted weeks, months before getting my product done. So it kind of pushes back the date where I can start using the thing that I pay graphic designers for. For example, if it's a PDF guide, if the guy does it badly or the girl does it badly that I hire on Upwork, well, too bad. It took 1 month. Now I have to wait an extra month to hire someone else before I get one that I'm satisfied with that I can use in my business, right? You need to understand this. And clients on Upwork, one of the biggest hurdles that you have to overcome is that they're very risk averse. All right. It's not just for, for programmers where, they might be afraid of security issues. Like, understand that having to pay for work you're not satisfied, or having to wait a lot of time or spend a lot of time managing or waiting for the freelancer to finish, they're all annoying things to have to deal with. And also, like, paying and waiting to see the end product and being disappointed by an end product that doesn't look as good as you'd want. These are all things that clients want to avoid, right? And so what they do is that they go on your profile and they look at your portfolio to make sure, to reassure themselves that you are as good as they hope, right? And if you don't have a portfolio, I understand it doesn't mean that you're bad. But what happens is that some of your competition do have a portfolio. And when clients receive proposals, and let's say they receive 10 proposals, well, if 2 or 3 people like, Mohammed here apply without a portfolio, well, the client is just going to look at the other 7 who do have a portfolio and choose between them. They're not going to give you a chance when they can clearly see other freelancers who have applied who do have a portfolio that proves that they can do good work. So understand this, like, this is worse than what I expected. Like, I knew I would see some people who don't have a portfolio. I expected I could show you some people who have bad portfolio, which are very common, but this is just the worst possible case. And understand this, like, there's no excuse as a graphic designer to not have a portfolio. Let me explain. When you were learning to become a graphic designer, you're supposed to have practiced the skills that you've learned. You're supposed to have built projects through your graphic design course or through your graphic design self-learning. If you've been using YouTube tutorials or Udemy courses, you're supposed to have done practice projects. So there's no excuse to have nothing to put on your portfolio unless you're bad at graphic design, right? If you did your job well with your practice projects, you're supposed to have at least 1 or 2 or 3 things to put on there that look good enough. And if not, you're supposed to have the skills needed to build a fake, like, brochure or a fake something, or like a fake logo for a business that does look good. And you're supposed to be able to put that on there. Like, at worst, it's not supposed to take you more than 1 week to build all these things, or maybe 2 weeks, right? There's no excuse for you to not build a portfolio if you haven't already made one through your learning that is satisfying to you, right? And if you can't build something that's good enough, that looks good, like there is no excuse for you to be on Upwork. Go learn, go spend like 1 or 2 months getting better, getting to the point where you can build stuff that does look good that you can put on your portfolio, right? So yeah, I'm not surprised Mohammed can't find jobs. Look, his profile picture looks like shit. He doesn't have a portfolio. Nice. Like, what do you think clients look at when they're trying to find graphic designers? And I'm not even going to look at the rest of his profile because it kind of doesn't matter. I'm sure his bio is garbage. Like, it's a shame because this guy did work hard to some extent. He learned that he can make like variants of his profile. He's probably looked at a bunch of YouTube videos on how to find jobs. And, he did some work. He did build a lot of projects for Project Catalog. It probably took him a couple of weeks of work, but like at some point, like you need to understand if you don't do the fundamentals well, it doesn't really matter that you put a lot of work to some extent, right? So let's look at someone else. Let's look at, let's say Isaac. He's got a portfolio. He's got a profile picture that does look good. Let's look at what he's got. All right. Graphic designer. There's something you need to understand about There's something we need to understand about what this guy did is he tried to build a profile by himself without really looking at what successful freelancers do. And the reason I know that is because his title here is too basic. Graphic designer, if you look at the profiles of people who are very successful on Upwork, people are not just going to write graphic designer. Look at this, all right? Graphic designer, illustrator, AI specialist, right? That's very different. Expert graphic designer with the vertical bar, white paper, profile, report, manual design. All right. Logo expert, senior graphic designer, web designer, brand identity, graphic designer, logo branding, packaging, print, web. There's different ways to do it, but what you'll notice is that these people are not just going to target just graphic designer. They're using the whole space that they have available on their job title to also go into different, also share their specializations and share sometimes the types of technologies they can use, right? In this case, yeah, technologies they can use is more for programmers and developers, but here it's more their specialty, right? So what happens is that if you're just a graphic designer, let's say you're just a graphic designer and you apply to the same job that Tien here applies, and let's say it's a report job, right? And so Tien here has report in her job title, so she's gonna right off the bat look better to the eyes of these clients because the client who's looking at all the people who've applied and see that she has report and he wants a report done, sees that she's specialized in that. Like, it's not bad necessarily that you just have graphic designer on Isaac's profile, but what happens is that he's not leveraging all the opportunities he has. He's not putting on his title different specializations that can help him look better in the eyes of clients. So let's look at his portfolio. Branding for DJ, all right. What I like is he's using these mock-up designs that looks very professional. Like, if you can see, like, yeah, this is very dark, so it might be hard to see, but let's find something else. Yeah, he should have put the background here like white or another color because it's very hard to see the difference between the black here and the dark gray here. So this mock-up is a bit hard to see, which shows some bad graphic design in a sense because he couldn't realize the lack of contrast here. So first of all, like, my first impression of his portfolio is very bad. So this logo is, I guess, average at best. Okay, let's see what else he's got. This is just weird. This is weird as fuck. It sort of looks like dolls for adult entertainment. it's, but you know, whatever. Um, his logo doesn't look that good, if I'm gonna be honest. And this logo looks, it doesn't look that good. Flyer design. Yeah, that's fine. That's fine looking. Yeah. It's not that standout, but you know, it's fine looking. There's some no, actually that actually it does look good. It does look good. I'm going to give him this. This fake flyer he made does look pretty good. So let's see his bio. I've become an expert in graphic design. Expert, I wouldn't say that looking at your portfolio. I specialized in branding, logo design, flyer, and a lot more. I'd like to know what it is, right? Why don't you tell me? So with my design skills, I will be able to provide increase in small business and upcoming brands increase. And okay, here's another big problem. His English is bad. His first sentence doesn't have really issues, but the second sentence is filled with like, it doesn't really make sense, right? So one of the things you need to understand is that one of the biggest problems clients have on Upwork is that they're dealing with freelancers who do not understand instructions correctly. And some freelancers, they come into cultures where it's disrespectful for them to ask more questions or to you know, ask more questions to make sure that they understand everything. So they just shut up and they don't tell you that they don't understand and just try to do their best. Or otherwise, they just don't understand and you do the wrong thing, right? And if they do the wrong thing, what happens is that you waste time trying to tell them to fix the problem. And if they didn't understand the first time, maybe they're not going to understand the second time. I can't tell you how many hours that my agency has wasted just telling freelancers to fix their issues. Every time we deal with freelancers, we have a big discussion with them, a meeting to make sure that we tell them everything they have to do and make sure that they understand. All right. After that, we send them written instructions to make sure that they have a document that tells them exactly what they need to do. It doesn't matter. Many of our freelancers, like 2 out of 3 freelancers we deal with, still do the wrong thing. They have the document they can look at with all the instructions. They still do the wrong thing. You need to understand that as a client, when I see someone who can't write perfect English on their bio, when there's ChatGPT, Grammarly, when there's all these tools online that are easy to use that you can fix your English with, if you still can't fix your fucking English on your profile, for me, it shows to me that, you know, I'm legit afraid to work with freelancers who don't show flawless English, because 2 out of 3 people I work with do not understand instructions correctly, and I have to spend a lot of time with revisions. Like, understand this: clients want you to do the work and do it well the first time. We don't want to have to micromanage what you do or push our deadlines because we have to to do more work to fix it, or that sort of thing. So understand this. I know I'm not the first. I know I'm not the only client who's afraid of freelancers who have bad English. And the thing is, this guy's English is not even the worst. Like, he looks sort of decent, even though he made a sentence that doesn't fully make sense. But be careful about that. Like, here are the issues. Like, his portfolio, the first projects that we see don't look good. Like, why don't you put your good project, your flyer design, and your good stuff at the first, like not at the back? Let's look at Willonda. So Willonda, let's look at her portfolio first. She's got 2 profiles, which is weird because she's got a graphic design profile and an all work profile. Let's see what it is. So portfolio, a logo design. Okay, not really my style, but looks fine, I guess. Brochures, this looks good. All right, she's competent. Business card, yeah, this looks average. Yeah, this looks good. Still, this looks good. This looks pretty good. Like, this girl also has the problem that she seems to not know how to order her portfolio pretty well, because I see she made a lot of really good looking stuff, but she doesn't put them at the forefront. So there's this that could be improved. Otherwise, profile picture looks fine, but not very professional. Then, $40 an hour. That's a problem. Like, first job on Upwork, $40 an hour. Understand that, yeah, unless you're really good at proposals, like I'm not saying like $40 an hour is a bad hourly rate, because as you can see, like, you look at the successful freelancers that we found, and we could probably, like, this is page 4. Let's see how many pages of this there are. Let's see, like, page 100. Like, are there there's over 100 pages of these freelancers who make over $30 an hour and have made like over $10,000 on the platform. Like, there's hundreds of freelancers who are able to charge over $40 an hour. But at the start, you don't have 5-star reviews. The client does not know if you're a scammer or a real person. They don't know if you're going to do a good job. They don't know if excuse me, they don't know if this is your real portfolio or if you've stolen it for someone else, right? They don't really know. They can't know. You haven't proven on this platform that you really are competent and that you also are good at offering service. You're not the type of freelancer who refuses to do revisions or who doesn't listen or has bad English or that sort of thing. Doesn't understand projects, or it takes a long time, isn't responsive. Like, there's a lot of problems that you still haven't proven that you are a trustworthy freelancer on the platform, and it's a hard sell to try to get someone to say yes to $40 an hour at the beginning. Like, wait till you get like 5-6 jobs before you start raising your hourly rate. At the first, like, understand that getting your first job, like getting $15-12 an hour, like, it's not maybe what you hope to get, and maybe with all the hours you spend looking for work that aren't getting paid, it ends up being less than minimum wage in your country. But understand, like, there's hundreds of pages of these freelancers who charge over $40 an hour and like have made like over $10,000 on the platform, like, who have like these crazy high hourly rates and like have had a lot of jobs. Like this guy, $100 an hour, $55 an hour, $65. Like, there's plenty of great opportunities on Upwork. But what I'm saying is, at the beginning, it's hard to get your first job with this type of hourly rate. All right, so let's look at a couple other profiles. Let's say we look at Hazibul here. Well, no portfolio, not really worth looking at. We already know why he can't find jobs. Let's see Yusuf. The graphic designer you're looking for. All right. What we're going to do here is we're going to look at the profiles of graphic designers who are successful, and let's see how many of them use weird jokes like that. All right. Branding that will make your business rememberable. All right. This one feels similar. All right. I find it really interesting that the first one we see is kind of one of those sentences. But the difference that we're going to notice here is that branding that will make your business rememberable, that's a benefit. That's marketing. That's just like, hey, here's the benefit. The benefit, I mean, work with me and your business will be more remembered in in your customers. Here, he's just saying, work with me and I'll be the guy that you're looking for. You're not really promising anything that other people are promising, right? She's not saying I'm the person you're looking for. She's not making a judgment for the client. She's not like deciding for the client who he should hire. She's just saying, work with me, and the reason I'm worth it is that I bring this benefit, right? And for clients who are looking for brand marketing strategy and are looking for a graphic designer that's going to help them make a brand that people want, people become more loyal to and remember, like that's exactly what they're looking for, and it's an interesting benefit. But for this guy, I'm the guy you're looking for. Like, why? Like, you don't even know what I'm looking for. Like, this is too generic of a statement. Like, this is just garbage. So if we keep going, like, how many people are actually using these sort of titles? Here, those are the technologies she uses. Just graphic designer, data visualizations. Let's see how many. Let's see if we can find another one. First thing you notice is that there's not a lot of people doing that, right? A lot of people are just showcasing their specializations and like the technologies they use, like here Figma, Sauce, logo expert, branding. Like these are the things they're good at. Cartoons, caricature illustrations, like that's what seems to be working on Upwork right now. And so far, like we've looked at like 3 pages, we found only one person who did the same as what Yusuf did here. And like Yusuf, understand, like what he did technically is he took a risk that didn't pay off, and probably gave up afterward because it didn't pay off, right? Understand, like if you're starting out on Upwork, you never did Upwork, you don't know how Upwork works, you don't know what clients like. So what you have to do is you need to look at what successful people are doing and to try to guess from that what works on the platform, right? So if they've been successful on Upwork for a long time and they decide to build their profile in a certain way, that's probably for a reason, right? And if all these people are all doing the same thing with their titles, there's a reason. Like you should probably do the same thing. And Yusuf, that's a bad title. All right, let's keep going. I'm writing to express my excitement about the opportunity to work with you. Okay, the client doesn't give a fuck about that, all right? The client doesn't give a fuck about you being excited about maybe having the opportunity. You're too eager. You're not showcasing information that's interesting to the client. Think about this. The client is busy. The client received 10 proposals to that job, maybe more. They don't have that much time. They're busy. They're like business owners or managers. They have a lot of tasks. They don't want to spend their time. They have other things to do than to read all your profile. They're not even going to read all this. They're going to like skim through it most of the time. So the first couple of lines are the most important ones because they're the ones that are the most important to read. Like, and what this shows is irrelevant information. This does not give the client any information that makes you seem more qualified or a better fit to hire than anyone else. All you've said so far is, I'm the guy for you and I want to work with you. Like, who gives a shit? Then, I've been working for many years. I guess that's good. So, and have participated in a variety of different projects through my career. Okay, graphic design started as a hobby for me and I don't give a fuck. The software I'm proficient in include Photoshop, Illustrator, InDesign. That's actually interesting. That's stuff I want to hear about. So I'm familiar with web design and coding languages. Like that's good. I don't understand why you wrote a paragraph there. Like bullet points would have been much better, but that's actually valuable information. Customer satisfaction is the most important thing for me in my project. I listen carefully to the needs and expectations of my customers and design my projects accordingly. All right, this guy's got a problem. He doesn't understand what clients want to hear. All right, let's look at like what a good person's looks like maybe Sebastian. All right. First thing you're going to notice, layout. bullet points. Second thing starts with, I'm a top-rated graphic designer with extensive experience in print and digital design. All right. He talks about what he does, right? Print, digital design. Great. He's top-rated. This is establishing credibility. It's establishing trust. Great. First, he's all saying things that are relevant to the client. Then, passionate about editorial and corporate design with creative skills that generate optimal solutions to visual communication issues. Great. My experiences range from designing web pages and printing material to designing solid corporate logos. You're going to notice one thing. This is a lot of information said in very few words. This guy is very good at direct communication, direct corporate communication, which is great. Probably his clients, the type of clients he's working for. So his strengths are, list of bullet points. That's amazing. I have worked with Adobe Creative Suite. There's no points here where he's like, oh, I would love to work with you. Oh, I care about my customer satisfaction. Who gives a shit? So, who gives a shit? Like, it's important for clients that you do, but the way that he's communicating, like Yusuf, was really bad. So I like minimal and subtle design, which is great because that's kind of what he differentiates himself with. He's going to make clients who don't like minimal and subtle design not be interested in him, but also this is a polarizing statement that will make clients who want minimal and subtle design to gravitate toward him, because he's basically saying that I, unlike other graphic designers, offer minimal and subtle design. I would like here with my job to make happy clients and build long-term relationships. Oh, great. So if this guy, if I like what this guy is doing, which I probably will because he focuses on minimal and subtle design, which as a client, maybe that's what, the imaginary client is looking for. The imaginary client just learned the benefit that this freelancer will be there to help them again in the future. Great. I'm a full-time freelancer, very flexible with my working hours. That's great. That means working with him is going to be easy. So it's straightforward to work for me to work U.S. business time zone. Great. Like, this guy understands what clients want to hear. He's done a really good job. Let's see if we can find a few other ones. Like, I know this video is probably way too long already, but I'm sure if we keep looking at all these successful freelancers, you're going to notice that they are very specific in their bios and profiles about who they want to work for. And, when you are a generalist, what happens is that when you compete for a job, you are at a disadvantage when you send proposals compared to the other freelancers who are specialists, because if the client needs fashion design and he has a choice between a graphic designer and a fashion graphic designer, like, the fashion graphic designer is going to look amazing. If you apply to another job and you are just a graphic designer and there's a logo designer and it's a logo design job, who do you think is going to have more chance of succeeding? The logo designer, because the client is going to be like, okay, this guy is specialized, this guy's probably better. And yet you guys are trying to become generalists on Upwork when you're competing with like 10 people on every job. Like, just understand this. Like, if you do want to be a generalist, like, make variants of your profile to fit the different type of jobs, and after that you can apply to jobs and present yourself with one of your profile variants, and it also gives you more chance of appearing in search results. And understand, like, getting job invites is much easier when you are a specialized graphic designer than just a generalist. Like, why would anyone hire a generalist when they're looking for the best person possible? Like, the reason these people get to charge a lot of money is that they're working with clients who are looking for the best in their situation, right? Not necessarily the best, most expensive, but like someone incredibly competent, more than most people. And so by being more specialized It makes clients feel like, hey, okay, we're looking for this type of project. This guy is is specialized in this kind of project. He's the guy for us, right? You see that effect. You're not building it when you have a generalist profile. So let's see. I offer graphic design, web design, and development services with 8 years of professional experience. 8 years. All right, that's good. 8 years of $30 an hour for 8 years of experience. That's great. With full proficiency. Full proficiency. I don't really know what that means. And have worked on plenty of online and local clients. Oh shit, that guy's English is garbage. Oh shit, that's interesting. For design, I've expertise working with Adobe Photoshop, Adobe Illustrator, Adobe XD, and Adobe After Effects, Figma Sketch. That's great. This bullet point approach is great. Looking for someone exceptional, let's talk. That's a great call to action at the end. Let's look at his portfolio. That's logo design. That's pretty. Yeah, this guy is pretty good. This, yeah, I'm not sure with this one though. But a lot of what he built is pretty good, and the first ones are good. Again, like when you have bad stuff, which is not that bad to be honest, he doesn't put it at the forefront, right? Which is good. Then, yeah, this guy is just really good. Yeah, it's no wonder he can find a lot of work for a lot of money. And before like Upwork, he was working like as an information technology director. Like talk about that with clients and talk about that in your proposals and interviews, and that really helps. Yeah, this guy has a lot going for him, despite the fact that his English is bad, and yeah, nothing wrong with that. That's awesome. All right. Well, whatever. This video is probably long enough, but if we recap, one of the things you need to understand is that if your profile picture looks like shit, like the first guy we looked at, that doesn't create a good first impression. So that's one of the things that you need to fix. Then you have to understand, as a graphic designer, you need a portfolio. You need a portfolio, and it needs to look decent. If it looks like shit, people are going to look at it and they're going to be like, okay, this is not the guy for me. Next, when it comes to your bio and your job title, a lot of freelancers will make mistakes for their English, which is a red flag for a lot of clients, including me. The titles, one of the things, it's really easy to see what the best freelancers are doing, and they're all pretty much doing the same thing. So you want to avoid just trying to find a new gimmick. Like, I don't remember his name, but like he said, I'm the best freelancer for you, and just do what the best freelancers are doing, and just tell clients what is your specifications, what are your like field of expertise, your specialization within graphic design. Tell them right away in your job title. Your job title is probably the only thing that clients are going to read. Well, it's not the only thing, but it's like the number one thing that the most clients are going to read. And so if in your job title you have keywords, that you have as words the key skill that the client is looking for, the key specialization that the client is looking for, it increases the chance that they click on your profile and send you a message by like a lot, right? And so try to focus on that. And after you've done that, you try to write the best bio you can to keep further selling to that type of client that you are the best for them. Make sure you avoid the common mistakes that I've shown in this video. And also, if you're looking for inspirations, like do the same search I did. Look at these beautiful profiles of freelancers who've been successful. If you're looking for like inspiration for how to do your profile picture, how to do not just like your title, like your bio, or know how to present your portfolio, or think about what kind of projects you could put on your portfolio. Like, you can find all of these things by looking at all these profiles of successful freelancers. So, oh shit, this guy, that's interesting. This guy does not have a portfolio, and he's made $90,000 on the platform with $65 an hour. Oh shit. I don't know how he did that, but that's that's interesting. Let's look at that, actually. He's got some work experience certificate. Great communication, great response feedback, extremely pleased. Excellent experience. All right, so this guy is really good at a client experience, so he probably has a lot of recurring clients, and I would assume getting his first jobs was pretty hard, but I would assume also that if he does offer amazing service, he would have a lot of clients who come back. And also, I would assume that with all the 5-star reviews that this gives you, because, you know, the more clients are satisfied, the better reviews you get, which helps you get more jobs. I would assume that this guy could have forced his early way into success on Upwork. So yeah, that just indicates that there's many paths to the top of the mountain, or maybe he did have a portfolio and removed it eventually. I don't know. If you have any questions, ask me in the comments. If you have videos that you'd like me to make, ask me in the comments, and I'll see you in my next videos.